Mr. Fiala, so you've come to a decision.
I have.
First, we make the incision.
I want the upgrade, the device, the whatever you call it. Give me the implant.
After the device is prepared, we insert.
I don't want to be stuck in this chair forever.
And today I'm drinking Sierra Nevada Tropical Torpedo. Surgery is a success. Nurse, sew him up. Hello and welcome to the internet. I'm Daniel Fiala, the only reviewer on YouTube under the age of 65. So if you still want movie reviews after everyone else, then be sure to subscribe and like and comment the name of your favorite Jedi. Also, I'm on Instagram, so follow me on Instagram. Upgrade is written and directed by Leigh Whannell. Leigh Whannell. It follows a man named Gray, played by, that's Tom Hardy, I think.
Incorrect.
No, I'm pretty sure that's Tom Hardy.
Incorrect. I'll need your permission to identify the actor, Daniel.
Okay, permission granted.
Analyzing. Actor's name is Tom Hardy.
Anyway, Upgrade follows Gray very slightly before and mostly after a terrible accident in which he loses his wife and use of his whole body. He then turns to some smart guy CEO for an experimental procedure which, get this, upgrades him with a fancy chip on his spine. The chip communicates with Gray and can access the internet and all of these smart objects that permeate this new future world. Most importantly, it lets Gray use his body again, which he does for revenge.
What's up, Gray? Dude.
It's one of those movies with a dope and pretty original sci-fi concept in which the storytelling sort of takes a backseat. It's not bad storytelling, but it's simple and just serves to put on display the sci-fi concepts as the main selling point of the movie. And the concepts are cool. There's an AI sharing this guy's body and communicating with him. And they sort of develop a crazy sci-fi buddy cop dynamic. The film also explores a bit of what it thinks the future might be like, with self-driving cars and smart homes and how cool those things can be, but also how dangerous they can be if you attach them to your spine. But don't worry, it's not like preachy about the technology. It also lightly explores the concept of different and further upgrades to the human body with all the guys that Gray finds himself fighting and what they've done to themselves. It shows a bit of that, but it mostly just teases this stuff. And I would have really liked to see a bit more of that. The little that we see is really interesting to me. It's not as sharp of world building as, say, John Wick, but it does imply that some neat things exist in this world. It gave me enough to feed my sci-fi craving, but I did want a hair more. And that's because while it is excited to present to you the main concept of the AI in the guy's head, any further world building in sci-fi seem to centrally serve getting to the next action and fighting sequences, which make up a huge chunk of this movie's runtime. And what were those action sequences like? Well, they were really cool. The concept of that AI taking control of Gray's body and all of his opponents having upgrades of their own is constantly played with in the fight scenes, and they do some really cool stuff. It makes for some extremely exciting fights. They use some cool editing and shooting techniques. One specifically that I liked a lot, where they anchor the camera to Gray's body, and so the whole frame rotates around Gray while he is standing straight up. Even when he's doing all kinds of flips, the frame is flipping while he sort of stays center, if that makes sense. It only happens when the AI takes control of his body, and it makes you, the audience member, feel a little confused and disoriented, which I think is really cool because you imagine Gray feels confused and disoriented while his body just takes over. The film also escalates the action sequences as it goes on and changes them up enough that they don't feel like just the same thing over and over again or just watching more punching. And overall, the heart of the movie is in the action, and it really does shine there. Although I do want to say that for a bit, I did think this was going to be a very plain action movie plot, and then it did stick the landing. I do really like the ending. It went a little differently than I thought, and it's one of the strongest points in the movie, and I appreciated it. The ending is one of several things in this movie that make it very clear that Leigh Whannell has a lot of skill in both directing and writing. What world building he does well. The concepts he does well. The ending he does well. And obviously the action he does very well. I just sort of wish he would have done more of some of those things. Mr. Whannell has stated that he did receive a frustratingly low budget from the studio and had to chop the script apart to accommodate that. So if this film does well enough to merit a sequel, it will probably be something like what we saw with Deadpool 1 and 2, where we got to see what they were really capable of with the second one and a proper budget, whereas the first one did not have a proper budget. So maybe in the next one we'll get to see enough of that world to properly satisfy me, and I'm excited for that. We'll see. Without saying anything, it does imply in the movie that a sequel is possible. It's not necessary to complete the plot, but it does sort of hint at what might go on in the next one if they get one. My main point is, rather than being some B-movie sci-fi flick that tries to pretend to be smarter than it really is by adding some half-cooked sci-fi, Upgrade is a smarter movie with cool and original sci-fi that seems a little bit too excited with what it's doing in the action sequences to explore its cool ideas fully. Overall, I give Upgrade 3.5 stars. Check it out if you like concept-based sci-fi romps. Sort of like Face Off with better writing in that it's like built around one concept. Also follow me on Instagram. Again, please.
What's up, YouTube? It's me, Daniel. I'm very excited to tell you about the giveaway I'm doing this week for 10 lucky subscribers. All you have to do is like this video, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and leave a comment for your chance to win this beach. That's right, 10 lucky subscribers will be the proud owner of this beach. I also have under 100 subscribers on YouTube right now, so that makes your chances pretty good of owning a beach. Excellent.